Hello, welcome back. Doing something a wee bit different today. Hello, Rosie. You're not supposed to be in this yet. Now, go. Go, go. So, a couple of weeks ago I bought myself an early birthday present. I went out and bought myself a Helm Compact One tent. I have a tent already, but it's not a very good one, and I also have a tarp, so I wanted to get myself a wee tent that I could go backpacking maybe and do some more mountainous walks, and whenever the weather's a bit crappy, that I would have a tent to use. A couple of weeks have gone by. Tomorrow's my birthday, and as you can see, the tent's still in the bag. So the plan this evening is to set it up for the first time in the backyard, and get it checked out, make sure everything's okay with it, and make sure I know what I'm doing. And I have a wild camp planned for about 2 weeks time, so if everything's okay with it today, I'll be sleeping out in the Helm Compact One for the very first time that time. Well, not for the very first time, because the plan is to sleep out in it tonight as well, because I also have an OEX sleeping bag that I haven't used before. I do have a sleeping mat that I did use last year on a wild camp with a tarp, but I want to see what the two are like combined together for heat and so on, to see if I need to take anything else with me in a couple of weeks time. So get this tent set up and check everything out, and I'll give you my initial thoughts on what I think of this Helm Compact One for the first time setup. So that's it all set up. It was simple enough. Quite impressed with it so far. I'll take you a wee show around it. You've probably seen one of these tents before now, but I'll give you a wee look around the outside. I'm well impressed, very pleased. I've watched quite a lot of YouTube videos and read quite a lot of reviews on tents over the last couple of months before I finally settled on this one. I was kind of between this one and the Helm Compact 2, and also the Cloud Peak too from Nature Hike. This one appealed to me. I like the size of it, that it is a small tent. I don't need a big tent. I guess sometimes Rosie might be coming with me camping, but there's loads of space here in the porch area for cooking. She'd be quite happily comfortable lying out here having a sleep at night as well. No, I'm really pleased. Actually quite surprised by the quality. I do have a Terra Nova tent as well. It's like a tunnel style tent, more like, it's like almost like a bivvy tent nearly. It's that small, but the quality of the materials, the outside of the fly, even the sleeves that you put the poles through, the quality of the pegs, all the tie points, everything's just a big step up from that tent. But now listen, that tent, I've slept in it once and I have it about 15 years. This is just something completely different, so I'm very pleased with it. It has everything that I want. It has everything that all the reviews said it does, and it is such a breeze to put up. Even for it being the first time just out of the bag, it was so easy. I'd say it took me less than probably about 7 or 8 minutes to do it up, put it up for the first time, and that included untangling the guy ropes and setting them out for the first time. So no, I'm really chuffed with this. Happy birthday to me. All I need to do now is get my sleeping mat, set it up, get my sleeping bag, put it out, and I'm going to sleep out in it here tonight and test out my sleep system and make sure that everything's ready to rock and roll in a couple of weeks' time. One thing I didn't go for was the footprint. The base is thick enough, but I can see why people get the footprint as well. Just if I was on rough stony ground or something like that, it would make a big difference to protecting the tent. It would also give a ground sheet in the porch area as well, which would make a big difference too. So yeah, I think I'm gonna plump for that. In the meantime, I have a couple of cheap ground sheets. I could just use one of those, and that'll get me through for now. But yeah, really pleased, and looking forward to sleeping out in it tonight, and even more looking forward to wild camping in it in a couple of weeks' time. So yeah, happy birthday to me. What's this? Huh? Yeah. Go. I'm just lying down in it for the first time. Actually, I didn't lie down in it, but it's a really good length. I was sitting up just when I was speaking to the camera there the first time, and there's just about enough height in the top of it just to make it comfortable to sit up in. There is in the seat. There's also this little area here. Something I didn't notice in any of the reviews that I've looked at already is that this actually has a mesh in it, 2 zips, so you can bring down this thicker material if it's a very warm night without letting the bugs in. The main door doesn't have that, but it's got quite a lot of mesh on the top of it, so hopefully you won't get too much condensation in this tent. And then if you want to access the other area in here, there's quite a lot of space in here as well. You can easily store a bag or boots or whatever, or you can have this open at night time to let in more air, but I think the mesh bit would be perfect, keep the bugs out. You may have seen Rosie's landed in beside me here as well, so it's definitely big enough for me and her to sleep in if the weather turned crappy and she didn't want to sleep in the porch. So yeah, going to get my sleep system out, get it set up, and stay out here the night. Right, sleep system then. So wouldn't be the most complicated of sleep systems, to be perfectly honest. And it's not, I haven't really used it. I've only used the oh well, that's the sleeping mat anyway. So it's from Unigear. Not the lightest of sleeping mats, but I didn't want to spend a fortune on a sleeping mat, but I wanted something kind of half decent at the same time. Comes with its own inflation sack. which doubles up as the outer bag as well. So I used that once when I camped with a tarp last year, which was my first wild camp for probably, well, yeah, first wild camp probably for about 20-25 years. So it did the job that night, and I was quite happy with it. Underneath it, I'm just going to put a little foil mat. I don't think I'm going to need that tonight because it's quite warm tonight, but listen, better have it. It's so light you wouldn't really notice it. The main part of my sleep system is the Fathom EV 300 sleeping bag from OEX. Literally got this about a month or so ago as well, so I've never slept in it. I just had it out of the bag yesterday for the first time to get it lofted up, but I'd heard so many good reviews about this, and for the money what I paid for it, can't even remember what I paid for it, but it was about half the price of a down bag. And for the kind of camping that I'm going to be doing, I don't need I don't need a winter bag. Well, not yet anyway. This is going to be more than adequate, I hope, for camping spring, summer, maybe into the autumn as well. So I'll get this set up, and that's me ready to go to bed tonight. Sleeping out in the back garden like a big Wayne. But anyway, yeah, here we go. So that's everything set up. Sleeping bag, sleeping mat, and a little foil mat underneath. So that's me set up for this evening. It's only 20 to 9 now, so I think it's time to go inside, watch a bit of TV, and then come out and be a child sleeping in my garden again. So hopefully it goes well tonight, and I'll report back to you in the morning of how it all went. Yeah, big kid. Well, that's me set up for the night anyway. Still feels weird sleeping out in the backyard, but sure anyway. Listen, the neighbours probably think I'm nuts anyway. But I've cheated a wee bit. I've brought my pillow in from the house. May as well make myself comfortable as much as I can. So far, the sleeping bag feels quite comfortable. It's nice and roomy, plenty of space in it. And the mat feels comfortable as well. So it's currently 15 degrees here tonight, so I think if anything I'm going to struggle being a wee bit too warm. I've kind of dressed as I would dress if I was out camping in the mountains. I have a pair of socks, a pair of long johns, and a long sleeve top on me. I have a feeling I'm going to be a wee bit too warm. So although saying it, as much as I would like to sleep with the inner door completely open, I think there could be midges and stuff about in the morning, so I'm going to close that up. And yeah, going to close that up, and a good enough test I suppose for condensation, see what it does to the inside of the tent. So I'm going to read my Kindle for a wee while. I can't go to sleep without reading, so I'm going to read my Kindle for a wee while, 10 or 15 minutes, and hopefully get a good night's sleep. Anyway, I'll update you in the morning about how well I got on. Talk to you then. Yeah, good morning. That turned out okay. I'm happy enough for that anyway. Decent enough sleep. Well, quite a broken sleep, but as good a sleep as I kind of thought I would expect, to be honest. Tent performed perfectly. Sleeping bag and sleeping mat worked well together. The sleeping mat's just not a very good mat, I don't think, in terms of insulation. There's no insulation inside the mat at all, and when I was settling down last night I could feel some cold coming through. The wee mat that I have underneath, it's no good. It's a wee cheap thing anyway, but it's no good. When I camped out before in the tarp, I had
foam mat, maybe about that thick, just a wee roll mat with a foil back on it. And although it's more awkward to carry, it probably would have been a better idea underneath this last night. I think I wouldn't have felt any cold coming through at all. So I think that's one thing I'm going to change. Sleeping bag was perfect, absolutely brilliant, really toasty warm, very comfortable to sleep in, plenty of space. Biggest issue I had is that because we live on a hill, all of our garden is sloped, and it's really difficult to get somewhere flat to pitch the tent. So I was kind of sliding a lot during the night, and I think that was waking me up and disturbing me, and that's why I had a broken sleep. But yeah, really nice to waking up this morning, hear the birds singing and so on. So time to get organised now and go to work. It's just a pain in the ass, but sure, now has to be done. Somebody has to someone have to earn all the money to pay for all this stuff. So anyway, listen, not sure what kind of video is going to come out of this, but there's a bit of crack in it, I suppose. And yeah, thanks for joining me. And the next time maybe you see me, I'll be on a proper wild camp. Talk to you then. Bye bye.